Hare हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय।
Yes, 4:30. A little direction. So this connection is there.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna Krishna.
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare Hare.
हरे हरे
Hare Ram.
हरे राम
Hare Ram.
हरे राम
Ram Ram.
राम राम
Hare Hare.
हरे हरे।
So this is a special session we have once in 2 months by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, SLATE series, and it's aimed clearly to help all the leaders here, especially the preaching leaders who are supporting the preaching, to make sure that we are more effective and we are also deriving the essence in our services. So we are very grateful to Radheshyam Prabhu that is coming here and helping us, especially by doing this kind of programs. Please, as leaders, feel free to ask, because this is a forum to ask and to clarify whatever doubts we may have and whatever guidance we may need. So without any more delay, let's welcome His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu with 3 enthusiastic Hari Bols.
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
We'll sing one song in the beginning. connection.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, projector connection.
Yeah. So it's like because this is a song, song of prayer for empowerment. So we are doing the seeking empowerment.
It's good.
What is this shift? Jaladur. Sound?
It's loud.
Hare Krishna. I think the fan is making a lot of sound. You can reduce the speed.
Come closer. No? Very small.
बड़ कृपा करे कृष्ण अधमेर गुरु ये
Everybody together.
तथा शुद्ध सुनिया तुम्हारा शोक दुख दे दुखी रे सुनिया तुम्हारा शोक दुख दे दुखी रे आनिया छोड़ी प्रभु हमारे नकाते आनिया छोड़ी प्रभु हमारे नकाते नचाओ नचाओ प्रभु नचाओ से माते तेरा पुरानी आता नाचाओ से माते तेरा पुरानी आता नाचाओ से माते भक्ति आए रानाए हम खूब भक्ति आए भक्ति वेदांत नाम देवे सातता करो भक्ति कृष्ण भगवान पति गिरा गिरा देता गुरु ये वेदांती गिरा गिरा देता गुरु ये वेदांती.
So this is a song for empowerment. That Prabhupada sang. The diary. One thing with this song you will see, the topic is empowerment, isn't it? Seeking empowerment. So Srila Prabhupada, very, very heart-melting song it is because he is presenting his disqualifications. I have no bhakti, I have no buddhi, I have no shakti, I am an old man, I am coming to a foreign land, and people are fully passionate here, people are rushing in cars, here and there. How will they listen to my message? And I have Kshudrami is saying, I am very small, insignificant. I have no power to transform the hearts of these people. He's saying. And then he is saying that although I don't trust my own power, I am very insignificant. I am very insignificant. At the same time, I have a great trust in your power. So therefore, nowadays, many people in the modern times talk about confidence. They think we should have confidence in ourselves. Actually, Shastras don't teach that. Shastras say we should have confidence in Supreme God. Prahlad did not have confidence in himself. He had confidence in Krishna. He had confidence that Krishna will protect me if he wishes so. Prabhupada also never said, I am a great soul, I have come with full confidence, I am very daring. He didn't say that. He said, I am Kshudrami, I am very small, and I have no bhakti, I have no Veda. Vedantic knowledge, and I am an old man who will pay attention to me, you know. But I have brought you in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non different from Krishna. And maybe this sound vibration, when it enters the hearts of those people. That's why those verses he recited, Srinvatam, Bhagavata, Krishna, all those verses. The doubts will be dispelled, they will get blossomed in the Krishna consciousness, and they will become bhaktas, devotees by your mercy. And you have given me the name Bhakti Vedanta. If you want to prove that name, that you can do. And why I have this confidence? Because in this world, all the jivas are put under Maya by your arrangement only. Because they wanted to be independent of you, so you have given them separate provision to do their own independently oriented activities. So if you want to kindle the bhakti in their hearts, you can do. You are extremely powerful. Like that he is saying. And then he is telling, you can make me dance like a kashtera putli, means like a wooden doll. I am like a doll or a puppet in your hands. When I am coming to the west, I don't know whether to go straight, to take left, or to turn right, because I have no relatives there. I have no money in my pocket. And I have no sponsors or supporters. It's a foreign land, people speak a different language. So my body is not strong because I had a couple of heart attacks, and my language is different. I speak Bengali accented English. So with all these disqualifications, I have come very boldly as if I'm going to do something great, but I can't do that great thing. But if you wish, it can happen by your power. Power of your holy name and power of your holy fame, Srimad Bhagavatam. This message can enter their hearts. And for me to offer you to them, for that you make me a puppet in your hands. So that I, like a postal peon, I will reach you in the form of holy name in the park, and holy name, holy fame through the classes. Prabhupada had 3 classes in a week, alternate days. So in this way, I will try to speak to them your message, and then he's saying, make my words alankrit, means what? Decorate my words with your potency. I'll show you one verse in the Bhagavatam regarding this. Bhagavatam is a very beautiful verse.
Can you press the shift?
I'll do that. So I will repeat this verse. This is 2.4.23. Bhutair mahadhir yaiva puro vibhur nirmaya shete yadamusha purushaha Bhunte gunan shodasha shodashatmakaha Solam krishishta bhagavan vachamsi me See the last line, so alankrishishta is saying, same word Prabhupada is using there in the song. May my words be decorated by you. Read the translation of this one. Yeah.
May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enlivens the materially created bodies of the elements by lying down within the universe, and who in his Purusha incarnation causes the living being to be subjected to the 16 divisions of material modes, which are his generator. Be pleased to decorate my statements.
Read this one, Prabhupada, first few lines.
as a fully dependent devotee, Sukadeva Goswami, unlike a mundane man who is proud of his own capability, invokes the pleasure of the personality of Godhead so that his statements may be successful and be appreciated by the hearers. The devotee always thinks of himself as instrumental for anything successfully carried out, and he declines to take
Second line.
credit for anything done by himself. The godless atheist wants to take all credit for activities, not knowing that even a blade of grass cannot move without the sanction of the Supreme Spirit, the personality of God. Sukadeva Goswami therefore wants to move by the direction of the Supreme Lord, who inspired Brahma to speak the Vedic wisdom. The truths described in the Vedic literatures are not theories of mundane imagination, nor are they fictitious, as the less intelligent class of men sometimes think. The Vedic truths are all perfect descriptions of the factual truth without any mistake or illusion. And Sukadeva Goswami wants to present the truths of creation not as a metaphysical theory of philosophical speculation, but as the actual facts and figures of the subject, since he would be dictated to by the Lord exactly in the same manner as Brahmaji was inspired. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the Lord is himself the father of the Vedanta knowledge, and it is he who only knows the factual purport of the Vedanta philosophy. So there is no greater truth than the principles of religion mentioned in the Vedas. Such Vedic knowledge or religion is disseminated by authorities like Sukadeva Goswami because he is a humble devotional servitor of the Lord who has no desire to become a self-appointed interpreter without authority. That is the way of explaining the Vedic knowledge, technically known as Parampara system or descending process.
So, this is amazing. You can see that the dawn of creation and everything was that Lord, Supreme Lord, empowered Brahma, correct? Huh? With the tapa instruction. And then after doing that, then Brahma got the vision, he got appreciation, he got benediction, he got revelation of the Vaikuntha, everything. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also it is said that Rupa Goswami says in one prayer, the Kaviraj Goswami says that Lord Chaitanya revealing truth to Rupa Goswami is like Vishnu revealing truth to Brahma, as it says. The same manner here he says, Shukadeva Goswami, my dear Lord, you only empowered Brahma, you empower me also to speak properly. Such a great personalities like Shukadeva Goswami, they depend on the Lord. They don't interpret anything in the scripture, claiming themselves to be very vastly learned or competent to do anything on their own. So we can learn. And Brahma also prays like a child. Brahma in one of the prayers he says, my dear Lord, I am actually like a baby in the mother's womb. Sometimes the baby kicks the mother in the womb and mother doesn't take any offense. She doesn't mind the baby is floating in the belly, in the womb. Similarly, people like me may commit mistake, please forgive me. And that is prayed by Brahma, such a number one personality leader of the whole universe. So Brahma's humility while approaching the Lord, Shukadeva Goswami's humility while approaching the Lord, and Prabhupada's humility while going to the West and preaching. So these are very good role model examples for all of us, how we should preach, not whimsically or in any manner. We have to seek empowerment to preach effectively. So therefore, we are doing this seminar now. We are in the second one now. So last time we did this one. We are in page number. So this is the part 2 we were doing. So then the part 2 we began with this one. How to recognize an empowered devotee. Last time, I think we also discussed last time about the mentoring also, right? No? Mentoring aspect. What is right mentoring, wrong mentoring? We spoke about that. And then we have done only up to this one. This one. Today we are supposed to go. And this we did also, the first activity. Name devotee was preaching activities created a miraculous revolution in lives of misguided children. Prabhupada. So I showed about Prabhupada being a Shakti Vaishavatar. Now we will go to this one, we will go. From here we continue more about empowerment. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Anandana Shalakaya Chakshuruvamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantrikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahara-Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vijakanvitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shrinavadi Paschatpadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratide Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyasya Prasangubhyaya Vacha Adidana Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this world, doing something with our own power is called Purushakara. And doing something with the blessings of the Lord is called Daiva. There are two words used. So Purushakara is based on your punya. Last janam you might have done some punya, due to which in this life you have vakchaturya sometimes. Ability to speak very effectively and get the applause of the audience. Or you can speak humorously, or you can make people cry. You can make people laugh. You can sometimes attract mass of audience, 20,000 people, 10,000 people sometimes. You can have 1 million followers also. So these things come from Purva Janma Punya. One may get these things. But how do you know some preachers' preaching is effective? Very simple answer Prabhupada gives to this. The life of the audience should be changed. They should have a change of heart. Those who hear the lecture, their heart should get purified. They should awaken realizations. And the end result is they should experience a transformation of heart and transformation in their lives. For example, Narada is preaching to Mrigari. Do you agree? There was a transformation.
Yes.
Cruel Mrigari became compassionate Mrigari. Arjuna is preached by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Do you agree there was a difference?
Yes.
In the beginning he was telling, Nayotsyakati Govinda Muktva Tushni Babuvaha, he says. He said, I'm not going to fight Govinda. I am putting my bow down. Tushnim, he became very silent after that. That means he made up his own mind what he wanted to do. Who? Arjuna. But at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, he is very Sheva, complete opposite. He is picking up the bow and arrow and ready to fight. That means Krishna's preaching is effective or not? It's effective. Right now? Yeah. Now Jadabharata is preaching to Rahugana. Rahugana apparently was proud. Actually, he is a good soul because he is going to Kapilashrama for hearing Bhagavatam. Which means even a pious person sometimes can become arrogant and proud sometimes. He is actually going in the palanquin to attend Bhagavatam class in association of saintly persons. But on the way he became proud. So when he became a little proud, he was a little boastful. He shouted at the palanquin carrier. One of the four fellows was Jadabharata. So when he became angry on Jadabharata, when Jadabharata opened his mouth, he understood, he is not an ordinary person, he is a great soul. And immediately he got off from the palanquin, you all know. He said, Naham Vishanki, Swarajabhadra, Na Rakshishula, Na Yamasadanda. He says, I am not afraid of Yama's danda also. Let Yamaraj punish me, I don't mind. Let Varuna arrest me by putting rope around my body. Or let Shiva bring his trishul and pierce my chest with Trividata. I don't mind any of this, he's saying. Shanki Vrisham, Brahmakula Avamana. I am only afraid of offending a Vaishnava. He said, Like once I heard my spiritual master say, if bomb drops on your head, or snake bites you, or you got a raging cancer in your body, these are not problems. He was like, offending a Vaishnava, that is problem. So everybody was like shocked. Because these things, generally we take these things more seriously than Vaishnava Parad, correct? No? Because why? These problems can only damage your body. Whereas Vaishnava Aparadha can keep you stuck in the material world for long, long time. Because Vaishnava Aparadha is a spiritual problem. Sins, committing sins is a material problem. It's called Dhuli Lep and Vajra Lep. Dhuli Lep means like dust on your body. If you just take a bath or you can dust it out, it will go away. Vajra Lep means somebody takes a red hot iron rod and they put a mark on your body. It doesn't go away very easily. So Aparadha is like that. Shanke Brisham, I am afraid, he said. Brahma Kulavamana. To offend great soul like you, I am very sorry if I have spoken anything very rashly with you, and you are a very dear devotee of Lord Vasudeva, and let me be very careful while dealing with such people. The last concluding part, the Dharmana says, Namo Mahatbhyo, Namo Shishubhyo, he said. In this world, there are many pure devotees wandering in many forms. Some of them are like small babies also. Shishubhyo, who? 4 Kumaras. And Prahlad, Narada boy, Dhruva, they are all small kids, but they are 5-year-old kids, but they are pure devotees. Let me be respectful to them also, he is telling. Let me not offend anyone. What to speak of Mahatma devotees? So in this way, he becomes extremely careful. So do you agree Rahumana had a change of heart?
Yes.
After hearing from? That means whatever preaching is effective. Now say, for example, I give a program, 500 people came for my program. So how many of them took Mala? How many of them felt that, oh, this Prabhuji's lecture really touched me. Today onwards, I am going to do all the ABCD. A for association, once in a week I will come for the program. Whole life I will come. And I will read Bhagavad Gita at least one shloka a day. I will chant at least 1 round a day. And I will offer whatever I eat to Krishna. And I will come here and request this Prabhuji, please give me some engagement in Seva. How many people do you think they turn up in our preaching? How many of you feel that? Not many people. That means the change of heart is not happening in many, although we may be talking. So sometimes preachers put that 5,000 hours of lecture. He has spoken 8,000 hours of lecture, and this many books written, and this many universities visited, and how people glorify us. When you later on you look back and say, okay, you spoke so much, your blabbering hasn't changed the heart of so many people. How many people are with you? You can claim that these people came to devotion service and they are sticking on with me for whole life. How many people we have like that? Although we may speak a lot. That's why the criteria for success in our preaching is the change of heart, the transformation, the purification of heart that happens to the audience. So, therefore, this topic of empowerment is very important. Why are we praying to the Lord for empowerment? Because Lord only can put the right word in our mouth, which if the audience hears it, they may experience purification. They may become purified. So the mood of the speaker should be one of supplication to the Lord, surrender to the Lord, submissiveness and humility and great respect for the previous acharyas. And we should feel the knowledge doesn't belong to me, because I am borrowing it from the acharyas and giving it. It's not my knowledge. And the right words which fall in my mouth are also not mine, because the Super Soul is awarding them to me. The spiritual language is a different language, correct? No? When we came to ISKCON, we learned it. So this language we are speaking, we learned from Prabhupada to say Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We learned these things when we came to ISKCON. Similarly, the people who are with me, they are not my people. They have been sent by Krishna. They have chosen to be Krishna conscious. So in this way, the preacher gets empowerment by speaking from the bottom of the heart. Like in all these prayers, like Prabhupada singing the song from the bottom of his heart. Bada Kripa Kaile Krishna Adamera Prati. Calling himself an Adama, he is calling. I am fallen, he says. So in this way, we have to seek empowerment of the Lord to be able to bring about change in the heart of other people, which is not a very easy thing to do. What to think of changing others? Even we find it difficult to change our own personality, our own habits and natures. It takes a long, long time. Actually, in this world, we may know what is right, but to go from the platform of what is right to doing the right, there's a big gap. Yeah. So three things we have to do: know the right, do the right, discipline the right. Yeah. So for knowing the right, what do you do? How do you know the right?
Hearing and reading.
By hearing and studying scriptures. Study scriptures and hear from great souls. The scriptures will give you bookish knowledge, you may get immediately, but the great souls will give us wisdom. Huh? Because they have read the knowledge and they have digested it, they have implemented it, and they have digested knowledge we hear from spiritual masters. So in this way we can get, we can get to know what is right, what is wrong. We can know that. Okay. After that, do the right. What it takes us to do the right. After knowing the right.
Good examples around this.
Okay, he's saying if there are good examples, seeing them, then we will also do the right. Yeah. Huh? Good association. Same thing, what he said. Similar point is. Anything else?
Determination.
Huh?
Determination.
Yeah, determination is needed. Determination is needed to implement that. So, I'll just show you something regarding that implementation. See how to transform knowledge into the LCD formula. What is it? So somebody is saying, I am sleeping right now, 2 hours in the afternoon. So what you should do? Now you should learn. Desire strongly to give up the lower nature. Plan systematically to change. Hear the lecture, sutra is the learning. And be determined to bring about the change. To put it more simply, you need 3 qualities: Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya. So Utsaha comes from associating with peers who will encourage you. If there are people who never sleep in the day, you associate with them, and then in that association you can also give up sleep in the day, isn't it? So, and then Utsaha Nishchaya means firm faith. Where does it come? It comes from the top down. It comes from very good role models. You see people with great determination and faith they are practicing. From them you draw the strength. From superiors you draw strength and faith. From equals you draw encouragement and inspiration. You can draw. And Dhairya, patience, how you can have. You should know that Rome was not built in a day. So you can't eat watermelon in one go. You have to slice it. In the same manner, any great habit you want to achieve, you have to go in bit by bit and you can accomplish it like that. So in this way, we can go from learning to doing. But in between, there is one more step between learning and doing, which is committing. Committing is with the mouth and doing is with the body, correct? Committing means to say what I will do, and do means to do what I said, correct? Like he's saying, I will not sleep in the afternoon from now, he's saying. So when you apply this Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairya, and then you can implement it too. What all additionally you will get help is the prayers for superior help. You can pray to the Lord, pray to devotees, you can pray for blessings and good wishes of others. In this way we can implement. Then you get realized wisdom. So, okay. Who can do wonderful things unimaginable to a common man? How can he do? If you want to do some great thing in this world, it's only possible by large blessings. That is why in the Vedic times, if anybody wanted to achieve anything, even the kings sent their sons to Gurukula and to forest. You see, now Daksha Prajapati, our Prachina Parishat, he wants his sons, Prachetas, to become the next kings, his successors. So he's calling them and telling them, my dear sons, I want to get you married and then you become the next kings. For that, what is he doing? He's sending them to forest. They're going to forest and performing tapasya 10,000 years under the water and then getting darshan of Ashtabhuja Vishnu. And then they come back and they become very powerful by austerities. So by divine austerities, you become purified in the heart and you become empowered by the Lord and you get clarity of thought. You get a clear-cut focus in what you need to achieve in life. Everything becomes crystal clear for you. No more ambiguity. And you are not easily dragged by illusion and the world around you. Therefore, they would do tapasya to purify the heart, mind, and senses before taking responsibility. You will see anybody. For example, even Daksha Prajapati sent his 10,000 sons, Haryashvas, correct, no? To Narayan Saras. Later on, he sent Shavalasvas, another 1,000 he sent for purification. You will see that. Of course, both the groups of sons, they became brahmacharis. That risk was there, but he took the risk. Sometimes some congregation devotees fear to send their son to stay with the brahmacharis. They say, Prabhu, he will be a devotee, but not stay with all of you. He will stay separate like they become devotee. Sometimes they fear. But Daksha Prajapati didn't fear at all. He took the risk, he sent. Of course, he was very unhappy that both groups became sadhus. And what to do? Then he decided that now I will, instead of begetting sons, I will beget daughters. Now they cannot make them brahmacharis. They begot daughters and then he gave them marriage and then they begot sons and he became a progenitor. His duties continued like that. But there are innumerable examples in Shastra of people going to forest. Like Dhruva Maharaj wanted to get a kingdom greater than his grandfather Brahma. His mother is telling, go to the forest, meet the saintly people. Lord Vishnu can give you love of a million mothers. She's telling, by the tapasya. Then he became purified and empowered. He became purified of the greed in the heart and he became empowered with the awakening of pure love in his heart. With Krishna Prema. And he came back, he could rule the world, he could deal with everybody properly. So, in this way, the empowerment is achieved by devotional service. Lord is pleased, we can do. So, wonderful things can be done by even an ordinary devotee. If the Lord is pleased with the devotee, God can use a devotee to do something very great or wonderful. So, let us see one example here. Naivam vida purushakara urukramasya Nam tadangri rajasai jatashad gunanam Chitram vidura vikataha sagradata dita Yanna madeya madhuna sajahati bandham. Is it the translation?
Translation. My dear King, the devotee who has taken shelter of the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord can transcend the influence of 6 material whips, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death. And he can conquer the mind and 5 senses. However, this is not very wonderful for a pure devotee of the Lord, because even a person beyond the jurisdiction of the 4 castes, in other words, an untouchable, is immediately relieved of bonds of material existence if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once.
So he is saying, hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death are called as 6 whips of material nature. 6 whips. All living entities suffer from this, as long as we have a material body. When you go to spiritual world, you don't have these problems there. You don't have hunger, thirst, sorrow, illusion, old age, death. You don't have that. But because we are in a material body, we undergo these changes. So, but when one takes shelter of Supreme God, one transcends these things and one attains a spiritual body after that. And like even Shoka Moha Bhaya Apaha, it is said, no? By hearing about the Lord, one becomes free from illusion of the present, worries of the past, fears of the future, everything. Another point is saying here that even a person who is Antyaja, Antyajas means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, then Chandala, then Yavana, then Lecha. Papa used to say 9th class, 10th class, 12th class, he used to say. There are people so low because based on the type of food you eat, your category is made. Somebody is eating cow flesh, it's called Yavana. Somebody is eating dog flesh, it's called Chandala, like that. Even today, like our Shastras say that in certain areas like Mongolia, for example, that area is mentioned in the Vedas as people who eat dogs. Even now it's going on. People still eat dogs in certain areas. India people are not eating dogs. In some countries they eat. Similarly, they eat? Where? Korea, yeah. So, Then, so in this way, there is one verse which says, what is that famous verse? Kirata Honam Lakulinda Palakasha Abhira Shumbha Yavana Kashadayaha Ye Anye cha Papa Yadapashrayashraya Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. So this verse says that even though there may be such 6th class, 8th class, 10th class, 12th class people may be there, in case they come across a very advanced devotee of the Lord who gives them the holy name and transforms their heart, these people can give up all bad habits and they can, Shuddhyanti means they become purified. Prabhu Vishnu, by the power of Lord Vishnu, they can become purified. So those who can purify such fallen souls, they are considered as very potent and powerful acharyas, like Srila Prabhupada. This is not an ordinary thing. See this.
Hare Krishna. Yesterday, I met a couple from Russia, ISKCON devotees, and
Tell me,
they are a small child, about 3 years old, I think.
you're able to hear?
They are from Russia, but for last month,
Okay, I'll change it.
Hare Krishna. Yesterday, I met a couple from Russia, ISKCON devotees, and they are a small child, about 3 years old, I think. They are from Russia, but for last year they are living in Mayapur. The child was pointing out to something in the club. The father said,
Haribol, I will play from here. I'll play from here. You see, two places is coming, they are confused.
No, it's
No.
not playing, sir.
Huh?
Now we can hear.
Yeah? That's not coming. But it's like breaking there.
Sometimes it is breaking.
See, I can put it in this thing. The speaker I can put it and I can play. If you keep my mic here, it will come.
Hare Krishna. Yesterday, I met
Yeah.
a couple from Russia, ISKCON devotees, and they had a small child, about 3 years old, I think. They are from Russia, but for last 6 years they are living in Mayapur. The child was pointing out to something in the Gopura. The father said, he is pointing out the statue of Putana. Then I closely observed that child. He was telling, Putana, Putana, Putana. What compassion, Prabhupada. What he has done. Can anybody match his compassion? We are struggling to convince our brother in Sri Vaishnava to chant Dvaya Mantra and Guru Parab. And Prabhupada has done a miracle into Russia, making them chant, leaving everything, coming to India and doing seva in Mayapur. Along with the family, wife and son, they want their children to be brought up in a Vaishnavite atmosphere. The child was wearing a small dhoti and a jibba. I don't know much for Prabhupada. No match for Prabhupada. Srimate Ramanujaya.
He's speaking from the heart, isn't it? This video has become viral now because of just bringing from the bottom of the heart, you see. So that is why I told you, preaching, anybody can do preaching, but how much change of heart you can bring in people. That's a real test of our preaching. How many, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, how many people from a materialistic lifestyle you have changed, you have removed a jiva from the material orbit and put the jiva in spiritual orbit. Earlier they were revolving around money, 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 money is honey. Now they are revolving around Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Divine couple has become the center of their lives. And also many times we look for pious people, correct now? Because we think that pious people are a little more, they will be favorably inclined, who are favorable, so that we don't have to work too hard. If you see somebody Gaya Gujarat, somebody very, he said, there was one boy in those days in ITPHU, this boy was into everything. He was a hippie, he was into drugs, he was smoking, drinking, everything. At the same time, he had a dozen talents also. He used to play guitar, he was a dancer, he was also a sportsman in 2-3 different type of sports. And he was a singer also, solo singer. He was singing orchestra also. And he was very good in studies also. And he had a lot of friends. So his name was Dividev Prabhu. I remember still. So he became a devotee in our group. That really shook the whole college. This fellow has become a devotee. That means there must be something in this Hare Krishna. And this boy had a big problem. What is it? He had dozen talents. He didn't have enough time to express all of them. Which one to express? Because he was pulled by all the clubs. Come here, come here, come here, come here, everybody. But he kicked all the clubs and became a Hare Krishna devotee. So, in this way, okay, let us read the purport further. Since
the Supreme Lord is all powerful, he can do things that seem wonderful for a common man. Similarly, a devotee who has taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord can also do wonderful things unimaginable to a common man by the grace of the dust of those lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore teaches us to take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet.
All of it together, we will recite. Ayinanda Tanaja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budho Kripaya Prabhupada Pankaja Viradhuli Sadrisham Vichintaya.
O son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your eternal servant, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
Yeah. So, in this way, even Lord Chaitanya is adopting the mood of Srimati Radharani and begging the Lord, please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. So, the devotee who has, because Lord can do such things, he teaches us how to take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. So this is one very important aspect of the path of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga teaches us dependence, whereas the Jnanis and Yogis depend on their own strength. Recently I heard a story from a sannyasi. Once upon a time in a village, one tiger attacked a bull. The bull was running away. The tiger chased behind him. And the bull understood, I can't catch with the tiger's speed. The tiger is very fast. And I am weak and tiger is strong. I am gone now, the bull thought. And the bull thought, anyway, here is a river. Instead of dying on land, I can die in the river also. Let me enter inside. So he jumped into the river water. And the tiger also chased behind. But then they understood the river was very shallow. It was not very deep as they anticipated. It was only like knee deep or something. And both of them started entering into the waters. And the tiger was behind the bull. But they realized the sand was too soft there. And it started like sort of devouring their bodies. And up to the neck they got stuck. So the bull was here. And the tiger was probably 2 meters away. From here, some distance. So, and the tiger was trying to come out so that he can catch the bull. And bull was also trying to come out, but both couldn't come out. They just couldn't move 1 inch also. It was such a thick mud all over on their bodies. Then they both became practically stagnated. They could not do anything. They were like frozen, you can say. At that time, the bull was looking at the tiger and tiger was looking at the bull with a question mark on their faces. So, and the bull was asking a question. No, not the bull, the tiger. He was saying, hey bull, you look so cheerful even though you are caught. How you can be so happy? He asked the bull. Then he asked, the bull asked the tiger back, what about you? Tiger said, I am the king of the jungle. Huh? All animals are subordinate to me. You know. So he said, I am going to try somehow or other to get out of this as much as I can. Because nobody can match me, nobody is equal to me in strength. So I will exert my full strength to get out. Like the Riva said. And the bull said, I have no worry at all, even if I cannot get out, he said, because now it is already 4 o'clock and my master will come in the evening when the sun is about to set, searching after me, that I haven't returned home. Huh? He will come, he will give sound. Boom, boom, they make sounds and I'll find where the cow is. And as soon as they hear his sounds, then I will make a sound. But I will make the sound. Immediately he will come and he will pull me out of this mud. But poor you, you can't come out because you have no master. Because you are thinking you are the master of everybody. So bye-bye to you. Huh? He said, and that's what exactly happened. When the cowman came, he saw the bull in the mud, caught in the mud. He brought a couple of more people and they pulled out both the legs. They brought out. But they also saw the tiger. They didn't save the tiger. They know very well. If they save the tiger, he was trouble giver. Why will they save him? They left him and went away. So the moral of the story is, the tiger, like people are the jnanis and yogis, they don't know how to depend on the Lord. So they have to get out of this material world on their own endeavor. Whereas devotees of the Lord says, Teshamaham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Lord says that I personally come to deliver my devotees. So that promise Lord has given. Yeah.
कौसल्या सुप्रजा राम पूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूल कर्तव्यं दैवमान्तिकम् कौसल्या सुप्रजा राम पूर्वा संध्या प्रवर्तते.
Now safe landing, Vaikuntha. So he depended on the Lord and he saw how he was saved, isn't it? So in this way, the cow and the tiger, for example, understood. And the bull is like the devotees of the Lord who learn to depend on the master. So Lord Chaitanya is teaching us through this verse how we should learn the dependence. So let us see who are all the people who are empowered very powerfully. One who chanted 3 lakh names every day, everybody knows. One who preached the Krishna consciousness all over the world. One who leapt over the ocean without a bridge. One who could win over great generals in battle. Arjuna. One who knew the heart of Supreme Lord Chaitanya. One who is empowered with bhakti to deliver all types of people. Narada, yeah. One who was empowered to offer protection to Praja. Yeah. One who was empowered to destroy the evil kings. Who? Parshuram, yeah. So he's Prince who was spiritualized by the touch of a conch. Born in a family of demons, spiritualized by touch of Lord's hands. So that's a Patitam tamarbakam vilokya deva kripaya paripluta Buddhapya dakshirshni adadat karambujam kala giritrasta diyam kridavayam. This verse says, when that small 5-year-old child came and fell at the feet of Radheshyam, touching Lord Narasimha's feet, Narasimha was amazed. came in, immediately he saw with his two eyes, he saw the child and felt the great ecstasy. Pariplata had said the Lord's heart erupted with the ecstasy of Bhakta Vatsalyata. Lord Uttapi means Lord with his own hands lifted the child and touched the child's head with his hand. Tabakara Kamalavare. He touched and then he empowered Prahlad. Enlightened Prahlad like that. Read this one. This is a very important question is answered here. Let's go.
Is a Chandala dog eater devotee required to change his body to be accepted as a Brahmana?
Some Brahmanas say that if a Chandala, say he has become a Hare Krishna devotee now you will see in ISKCON, if somebody was eating dogs before, now he has become a devotee. He wears tilak in 12 parts of his body. He wears a kantimala. He has a japa beads also. And he clean shaves his head and keeps a shika. And he can even become Brahman to worship the deities inside the altar. Correct now? Now, do you all agree that it is a very big transformation of heart?
Yes.
Correct now? Now, some Brahmanas in India, still they don't accept them as Brahmanas. You may make him Brahman, but we don't accept Brahman. Why? Because they were eating dog before. So regarding that, Prabhupada is giving a very nice answer now. What these Indian Brahmins say, when they leave the body, then next life they will get Brahman body. Then we agree that they are now called as Brahman. That means they insist on Brahmana by birth. So regarding that, Prabhupada gives a very nice answer. Read that.
Because of the material body, every living entity in material existence is always disturbed by Sadguna, 6 whips: hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, invalidity, and death. Furthermore, another Sadguna are the mind and 5 sense organs. Not to speak of sanctified devotee, even a Chandala, an outcast who is untouchable, is immediately freed from material bondage if he utters the holy name of the Lord even once. Sometimes caste Brahmanas argue that unless one changes his body, he cannot be accepted as a Brahmana. For since the present body is obtained as a result of past actions, one who has in the past acted as a Brahmana takes birth in Brahmana family. Therefore, they contend, without such a Brahmanical body, one cannot be accepted as a Brahmana. Herein it is said, however, that even Vidura Vigata, a Chandala...
Vidura Vigata. Yeah. Vidura Vigata means one who is very much far away from the Varnashrama system of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, because he is outside it's called as Antyaja, which means he is 5th, 6th, 7th category in that. Chandala, yeah.
Even Vidura Vigata, a Chandala, a 5th class untouchable, is freed if he utters the holy name even once. Being freed means that he immediately changes his body.
Yeah, Sadrut itself, only once. If even a fallen person utters even Hare Krishna, if he says, immediately he is purified, he says. So Sanatana Goswami confirms this. Yara kamchanatam jate kamsam rasa vidhana tata diksha vidhanena vijatvam jayate granam. Yeah.
When a person, even though a Chandala, even though a Chandala is initiated by a pure devotee into chanting the holy name of the Lord, his body changes as he follows the instructions of the spiritual master. Although one cannot see how his body had changed, we must accept on the grounds of the authoritative statements of the Shastras. Although one cannot see how his body had changed, we must accept on the grounds of the authoritative statements of the Shastras that he changes his body. This is to be understood without arguments. This verse clearly says, Sa Jahati Bandham. He gives up his material bondage. The body is a symbolic representation of material bondage according to one's karma. Although sometimes we cannot see the gross body changing, chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord immediately changes the subtle body. And because
which is important? Changing of the gross body or changing of subtle body?
Subtle body.
Subtle body, because gross body anyway changes. See, you don't have. Do you have to make any special efforts to change your gross body? From childhood to boyhood to youth to old age, it automatically changes. One day it withers away also. But does subtle body change on its own? No. At the time of birth, whatever type of subtle body we had, if you don't take any steps to purify it and modify it, it's going to remain the same. So the impurities in subtle body, if you remove it, say we came with 100 bugs. In this life, you remove 20 bugs. Then 20% purification is done. Next life, you start from 21. Another 30 bugs you removed. Then 50 are cleared now. Third life, you start with 51. Like that, Like this, we have to make some effort to purify the subtle body. Then only the change comes. Huh? So now chanting of Hare Krishna daily 16 rounds and following 4 days, it does clean the bugs in the mind, isn't it? It cleanses and cleanses and cleanses little by little. So if that's what here is saying, you can read the whole paragraph again, first line also.
The body is symbolic representation of material bondage according to one's karma. Although sometimes we cannot see the gross body changing, chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord immediately changes the subtle body. And because the subtle body changes, the living entity is immediately freed from material bondage. After all, changes of the gross body are conducted by the subtle body. After the destruction of the gross body, the subtle body takes the living entity from his present gross body to another. In the subtle body, the mind is predominant, and therefore, if one's mind is always absorbed in remembering the activities or the lotus feet of the Lord, he is to be understood to have already changed his present body and become purified. Therefore, it is irrefutable that a Chandala or any fallen or low-born person can become a Brahmana simply by the method of bona fide initiation.
See, how do you know your person's subtle body has changed? Who can say? How do you know? Like you all are chanting Hare Krishna many years. Now, how do you know that your subtle body has become sufficiently changed or spiritualized? Like iron rod put in fire has become fiery. So how do you know your subtle body has become transformed or changed? Is there some kind of thermometer you put? You can come to know. How do you come to know that? Huh? He's saying one can see the quality of desires. He's saying, okay, what else? Our goal, what goals we cherish? Okay. Yeah. Change of change of behavior also she's telling. Change in behavior also. Correct. Behaving more like a Vaishnava, proper Vaishnava, okay? And then? Taste for Krishna consciousness.
Mind is changing.
Huh?
Mind is changing.
How do you know mind is changing?
Desires and activity.
Desire, activities, behavior, yeah, correct.
Choices.
The choices they make, yeah. So, one very important thing we should see whether we were born in a Brahmana family or we were born in a Chandala family, we all have to observe from morning to night, where is my mind going? What things my mind is getting taste in, and what are the plans that my intelligence is making? Is my intelligence becoming subordinate to the sense gratificative plans of my mind, or is my intelligence planning to expand Krishna consciousness? And what is my outlook? Is it material outlook or spiritual outlook? If I look at devotees with material outlook, I'm going to offend them. If I see the devotees with spiritual outlook, I'm going to honor them. That's like that. What is my outlook? And we have Vaishnava, Arche Vishnu, Shirade, Guru Naramati, Vaishnava, Jati Buddhi, Vishnuarva, Vaishnavanam, Kalimana Budhane, Padati Tembu Buddhi, Sri Vishnu Namni Sakala Kanushuhe, Shabde Samanya Buddhi. And then he's saying, Sri Vishnu Taditara Samadhir, Yassava Naraki Saha. In this verse, Prabhu Goswami says, Arche Vishnu Shirade. When I look at the deity form of the Lord, how do I take it? Do I take it very respectfully, seriously, or I take it very lightly as a stone or a wood or some metal or something? Lord can manifest from anywhere because all energies are His energies only. A government can make a currency note in a paper or a newspaper in a paper. In the same manner, Lord can appear as a deity from anywhere. So, do we have firm faith in the deity form of the Lord? Do we have firm faith in Guru? Or we consider Guru's body to be material? Or Vaishnavas, we consider them with Jati Buddhi. And we take the foot wash or the Charnamrit like a very tasty syrup. Or we are taking it as, foot wash of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. And do we consider Krishna to be one of the demigods? Or we know his unique position above all? In this way, he is saying that, what is your outlook? This is one very important consideration. And based on your outlook, your commitment, dedication is going to come. There are people who come to ISKCON like a pious entertainment. They may come for one class, they may not come for 3 months. Again, they may come. Some classes they come, some classes they don't come. And sometimes even when they come also, they don't attend the full class. Sometimes they go to drink water outside, they don't come for 1 hour. They're making all phone calls. And then when the prasadam time starts, they are promptly back. So Yeah, so in this way, sometimes we may, we may be going through the motion of, externally going through the motion of being a devotee. Yeah? We may just hang around in a community, we may wear the tilak and dhoti, kurta, sari. We may look like a devotee externally. Everybody thinks we are devotees. Yeah? So we have to see what, number one, I told you the outlook. Do you have a material outlook to life or spiritual outlook to life? So many pious people also sometimes offend ISKCON. You see that? Because they have a material outlook. They may be pious also. They don't know what ISKCON devotees are. So if we also live in ISKCON with material outlook, we cannot respect ISKCON devotees, many times because we see them from a material point of view. Jati buddhi, correct? No? Like here, some Brahmanas are very proud of being a Brahmana in India. One Brahmana was telling, oh, we ate in the house of the Vaishnava. I thought they are Brahman. They are not Brahmins. No? What Brahman? He is a Brahman. He doesn't chant one round of Ariksha mantra also. What kind of Brahman you are? No? So people many times are proud of their Brahmanatva, or proud of this, proud of that. Somebody is proud of their Sanskrit knowledge. Somebody is proud of their pronunciation. So therefore, our outlook to these items, which I told you, the deities, the devotees, the Shastras, so the Vaishnavas, Guru, all these things are very important. One of the first things. Second thing, our taste. You have material taste, a spiritual taste. It's very easy to know. Are we like crow-like or swan-like? Swan-like means we will learn to do spiritual activities more and more. We will go from one spiritual activity to another spiritual activity. Whereas crow taste means we are looking for some interval in Krishna consciousness where we can chase after some material activity. For example, somebody may prepare for a lecture and give a lecture, but in between want to watch all kind of YouTube videos on politics. They may watch on sports. They may watch on, some, some kind of wars and about videos about Muslims and Christians and all that people watch. The people go here, there, everywhere people go. That means that the taste which you have in your mind, what you will do when you get some free time, that gives a clue of our cross section of our mind, what type of taste we have. So, material taste or spiritual taste. Like for example, I have 1 hour free now today available. What will I do in that 1 hour? Will I take my bead bag and chant? His own Karamkana Maharaj, when he spoke on lecture, he said, we should compare and see how much with our fingers we are fingering the japa beads and how much with the same fingers we are fingering the social media. That's it. He was telling. So that shows our taste also. As soon as you get some free time, what would we do? Endlessly we get stupid in social media. So that is our taste. That means our subtle body has not properly changed yet. So similarly, do we have a taste for seva, to render service or to take service from others? So these kind of things we can check. So one is the material outlook or spiritual outlook. Another one is the taste. And also our behavior. Sometimes we had certain erratic conduct before somebody becomes angry. Over a period of time, one should actually become more mature and peaceful. Somebody who is very greedy for possessing more and more, they should become satisfied with even little, not hanker for more and more accumulation. Atyahara, isn't it? Somebody was doing prajalpa before, now they become very reserved. They don't unnecessarily speak because they want to save time to engage in Krishna service. So this is the third thing I'm saying, which is the transformation. The transformation in our personality makeup should happen also. Change of heart. So earlier we were chanting very casually. Now we are chanting very sincerely and seriously. And also there are some devotees who have a longing to progress in spiritual life. They lament that I am not able to progress so well. They go to different devotees and meet and ask questions. Oh, please tell me how. This is my life. How can I make it a little more better? The longing is that means you are in the right direction. So that means subtle body is actually changing. Therefore, you are realizing your mistakes, you are repenting, you are remorseful, you have become humble, you are tolerant, you are patient. So these are some symptoms. So in this way, the change of subtle body is important, change of gross body is not important. So Prabhupada's argument is what? If somebody has become a Hare Krishna devotee, his subtle body has changed in such a way that he delights in devotional activities. This is one very important symptom of a person who is growing in devotional service. He has to delight in devotional activities. For example, in singing the holy names of the Lord, dancing in kirtan, like the 8 paragraphs we hear no, in the morning, Samsara Davanala song, that gives us a clue on what are the delights of a guru or a great Vaishnava. He delights in serving the deities. See, the first paragraph talks about, the great Acharya, he has sublime qualities similar to Krishna. Titikshava, Karunika, Surudha Sarvadeganam, correct? Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhabhushana. He exhibits Vaishnava qualities. That's the first one. Vaishnava qualities mercy. And the second one talks about Kirtan mercy. Third para talks about Sri Vigraharadhana mercy. And the fourth one talks about Prasadam mercy. Fifth one talks about Leela mercy of Radha Krishna. Leela mercy. And the sixth one talks about Seva mercy. Nikunja Yuno Ratike Visidyai. That talks about Seva mercy. So after talking about the 6 types of mercy, he says, the Guru who is awarding the 6 types of mercy, he's as good as Krishna, I should respect him. As if I would respect Krishna. Because he deserves to be respected. Like that. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. Because he's very dear to Krishna. And he is gifting Krishna to me in my life. That's what I respect him. So these 6 type of mercy is awarding. How much taste I have to receive these 6 gifts. For example, how much am I trying to develop Vaishnava qualities in my life? That's first question. Second question, how much I take part in the entire Aartis, morning program, Mangala Aarti, National Aarti, Tulsi Aarti, Guru Puja, and Harinam Sankirtanam. How much do I have taste? How much I have taste for Sri Vigraharadhana? Like, we had this Sankarshan Dadakari Prabhu came to Pune. He and his good wife, Shnutriya Mataji. So we had kept them in the GBC room. In the morning, I would see that after the 5:30 japa starts, our japa starts, he would vacate the temple hall and go back. Later on, I came to know his schedule. He daily gets up at 2 a.m. So 2:30, 4:30 he chants. And then 4:30, 5:30 attends the Arati program again. 5:30 goes to his room and does puja for the deities. And also he has to, then that is about 1.5 hours. Puja, a lot of short upachara, everything he does. And then, so I had gone to his room after the morning Bhagavatam class. So I saw him offering obeisances to the deities. When I was offering, I was wondering, where is the deity? Because deity is only this much size. How many of you have seen that? Seen that? Yeah, very small. Is it Damodar? Radha Damodar, he calls it. This much height only. Then they are there and he is offering full obeisances and worshipping them with great reverence. So much affection, so much respect both of them have for the deity. Correct? That's a prominent deity in the Austin temple they have there. You will have to actually put a camera and make it bigger to see. The deity. They are very small actually. But reverence, respect, aradhana that he does, offerings properly, 5-6 offerings a day they are doing. So that means Shraddha is there right now in the deity worship. Similarly, the fourth one is, Prasadam mercy. Do we see prasad as prasad or a tasty food only? So how much we are confident that this prasadam is Krishna's mercy manifestation. Here from your heart. Devisha Krishna Aswadilo, that Chaitanya says. Similarly, the Radha Krishna Vrindavan Leela mercy. So Lord is manifesting many Leelas in 5 rasas. So how much these Leelas coming in the form of mercy in the Shastras, how much they influence us and affect us? Do we just hear them like little Krishna stories and forget them? Or sometimes we think these, demons in Vrindavan Leela for the little kids. They can watch movies or really they deeply enter our heart and purify us, our anarthas. And we get charmed and enchanted by Krishna's playful pastimes. That is Leela mercy. Isn't it? And then Seva mercy. How much we are eager for Seva, or sometimes some devotees say, Prabhuji, you ask all the devotees, Prabhu, if nobody agrees, at last you come to me. Some people say that, isn't it? So why at last? Why not at first? Huh? So some devotees say, "Oh, Prabhu, you are calling me for service today. Is not my name is not on the schedule." Somebody says, "Prabhu, we know your name is not there. Therefore, I am requesting. Otherwise, why will I request? Anyway, you only have to do it." We are requesting because it's unscheduled service. So unscheduled service is another name for costless mercy. Correct, no? Because service, it's not in your schedule. But you're called and given, you very voluntarily, happily accept. You are going to get very special mercy because you're doing additional service. And many people are already beyond the nose. They feel service is too much. They want some breathing space, some time. So these 6 types of mercy, you can see how much we delight in them. Then that delight also is indicative of our subtle body becoming purified. So purified subtle body will be. So the second one we are saying kirtan. The kirtan means the sound vibration, which is also lectures, Bhagavatam lectures also. That is also called kirtan. One type of kirtan is dancing and singing, holy name. Another type of kirtan is Srila Goswami speaking to Parikshit. So we should have taste for both. So in this way, we can see our ruchi increasing. Whether ruchi is increasing or not, that's another. So look at your material outlook or spiritual outlook. Look at your taste. Look at the change in behavior, transformation of heart. All these different things give us a clue whether a subtle body is just stagnated, not non-progressive, or they are progressive. Okay. Yeah, you can ask question. Yeah. Get the mic here. Yes.
Prabhuji, the context has come here for the Brahmana Kshatriya Varna. So I got this doubt. I don't know, I could not to reconcile that. In Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, Arjuna speaks about Varna Sankara.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Then fourth chapter again, Krishna speaks about Varna
Correct.
according to Guna and Karma.
Yeah.
How can we reconcile those two things?
Why? How are they contradictory? How are these two sections contradictory to each other? Acha, you feel that when you talk about Varna Sankara, like you see in Bombay sometimes, some kids are roaming in the roads, or some ladies are carrying small babies begging for alms. Because some man has impregnated them and then they have a baby now and the man has gone away. There is no money they have to maintain the child. They are begging for some support, monetary support like that, isn't it? So these are Varna Sankara children who can become terrorists tomorrow. They can become very dangerous elements in society because they have no mother, father to protect them, guide them, educate them, uplift them, purify them. They are left in the streets, the Varna Sankara children. And also children born of illicit sex between man and woman. They are also Varna Sankara children, correct? No? So these kind of Varna Sankara children, why Arjuna said there's a possibility? Because when the women become widows and the men are dead in the battle, the widow's position can be very vulnerable, because some unscrupulous men may try to trouble them. Somebody will want to give them money and indulge in illicit relation with them. And by that indulgence, sometimes women also may be very badly placed economically. And they may have to sell their bodies for their own survival. Then the children born of such union, illicit union, those children are going to be Varna Sankara, correct? No? So the men are required to take care of the women and protect them. That's why Arjuna was concerned about it. And later on, the Krishna speaking Chaturanya Maya Srishtam, he says, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. What is the meaning of that? Say, take the family of Rishabhadev. Now, Rishabhadev had 100 sons. The first son, Bharat, became the next king. After whom Bharata was named as Bharat. So the first 10 sons were Kshatriyas. So Bharat gave balance 9 brothers. He told them to rule different parts of the world. He allotted and gave them. And he was the main ruler. Then 81 of them became Karmakandi Brahmanas. And 9 of them became Nava Yogendras. So in one family itself, there are 3 categories. 10 become Kshatriyas, 9 become Paramahamsas beyond the Varnashrama. And the other 81 become Karmakandi Brahmans, Vedic chanters they become. So Prabhupada quotes that example to show that in Vedic life, the division in a family is done based on the guna and karma. It is not based on the birth alone, because they were not Kshatriyas that way. But they are not called Kshatriyas, they are called Paramahamsas, they are called Brahmanas, or 10 are called Kshatriyas. Correct, no? Is that clear, bro? Yeah, thank you. So, see this section, seeking divine empowerment. There's some activity here. This is page 4. Yeah. So there are 3 pages which I will cover in the next sitting. Huh? So this song already I have sung. Srila Prabhupada's mood in receiving Lord's wisdom. So you can kindly read this one, last part. Then the other one I will cover in the next meeting. Okay? Please read this one.
Srila Prabhupada's mood in receiving Lord's and Guru's empowerment. In Jaladuta, Srila Prabhupada wrote a poem which was a prayer to Lord Krishna.
Which we sang in the beginning of the class today. Bada Prabhupada.
And it is filled with Prabhupada's devotional confidence in the mission that he had undertaken on behalf of his spiritual master. An English translation of the opening stanza follows. I emphatically say to you, O brothers, you will obtain your good fortune from the Supreme Lord Krishna only when Srimad Radharani becomes pleased with you. Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is that great saintly spiritual master who bestows intense devotion to Krishna at different places throughout the world. By his strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world. In all the cities, towns...
This is another song. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
By strong desire, the holy name of the Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world, in all the cities, towns, and villages on earth. From all the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, everyone will chant the holy name of Krishna. As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land. When all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy, the Vaishnava's desire is then fulfilled. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am not worthy of fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy, so that I may become worthy. For you are the wisest and most experienced of all. The poem ends. Today, that remembrance of you came to me in a very nice way. Because I have a great longing, I call to you. I am your eternal servant, and therefore I desire your association so much. O Lord Krishna, except for you, there is no means of success. In the same straightforward, factual manner in which he had noted the date, the weather, and his state of health, he now described his helpless dependence on his companion Lord Krishna and his absorption in the ecstasy of separation from Krishna. He described the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple, and he praised his own spiritual master, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, by whose strong desire the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world. He plainly stated that his spiritual master had ordered him to accomplish this mission of worldwide Krishna consciousness. And feeling unworthy, he prayed to Lord Krishna for strength. The last verse give an unexpected confidential glimpse into Srila Prabhupada's direct relationship with Lord Krishna. Prabhupada called on Krishna as his dear friend and longed for the joy of again wandering the fields of Vraja. This memory of Krishna, he wrote, come because of a great desire to serve the Lord. Externally, Srila Prabhupada was experiencing great inconvenience. He had been aboard ship for a month and had suffered heart attacks and repeated seasickness. Moreover, even if he were to recover from the difficulties, his arrival in America would undoubtedly bring many more difficulties. But remembering the desire of his spiritual master, taking strength from his reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita and revealing his mind in his prayer to Lord Krishna, Prabhupada remained confident.
Yeah. So, this type of subtle and fine realizations in our heart, which is done, these are actually priceless gifts that Krishna gives to his devotees, who are faithful and sincere practitioners for them. So recently I was hearing one lecture from my spiritual master. He was telling, if the Bhagavatam speaker and the hearer, they have proper etiquettes in dealing with one another, then Krishna manifests in that sound vibration, and by which the message enters into the hearts of the audience, and the audience experiences purification and realization and transformation. These things happen to the audience. And the speaker has humility, and the speaker has great respect for the Guru Parampara, from where he is drawing the knowledge. And the speaker is totally transparent, unassuming. And the speaker feels that whatever I am giving is not mine. I'm just, it's all borrowed plumes. He has that conviction. So he was telling that whenever proper attitudes are there in the speaker and hearer, then when heart is purified, what happens in heart purification? You see, Krishna Prema is like hidden. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kubunai, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte, Parayavada, correct now? So Krishna Prema has to be just unfolded. You don't have to create it. It's already there. But the unfolding will only take place when Krishna is pleased with us. Therefore we say, Hridayam Tasto Hyabhadrani Vidhunoti. Who is doing the Vidhunoti? Who is doing? Krishna, Asubhaso. Paramatma, he is one doing it. Shrunvatam Sakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridayam Tasto Hyabhadrani Vidhunoti, Suritsatam. So Lord is the purifier. We cannot demand Krishna that he purify our heart immediately. We have to behave in such a manner that, Krishna will be inspired to cleanse our heart. So there are certain things that can keep our uncleanliness increasing in our mind. I'll tell you some things. One of the first things is the food. What type of food we eat. If you read about this, there is a mention about 3 types of food in the Bhagavad Gita, correct? No? Foods and goodness, passion, ignorance, and all. So many times people are neglectful about it. Recently, I was speaking an elaborate class about it to the boys in America recently. So the food becomes 3 things in your body. First thing, passes out as stool and urine. Second thing becomes blood circulated all over the body. The third thing is the most important thing because it produces consciousness. And the consciousness, for example, if food is cooked and offered with love and devotion, it produces purification and coming one step closer to Krishna. But if the food is cooked for business purposes, for money making and things like that, then you also become very money minded. Food is cooked with anger and irritation. And after eating the food, you also become angry on somebody. You wonder why. You don't know. Like you will see, if a devotee is cooking in haste, then the food will become a little burnt, or there will be excess salt. You will see that. So Rajaguna of the devotee has gone into the cooking. You will see that, like that. So therefore, the cooks have to have proper consciousness. Those who are cooking and those who are serving, they should have proper consciousness in serving. And even the purchasers or the grocery bringers, they have to be in proper consciousness of bringing the grocery with attitude that this is all being brought for the Lord's pleasure, like that. So now there are grihasthas who eat out here and there. They go with their colleagues, friends, and because they say, what can we do? We are not brahmacharis or sadhus in the temple. We are grihasthas. We have to be a little practical. We have to be realistic. They say, Achit Prabhupada didn't distinguish between brahmacharis and grihasthas in this regard. He said everybody should eat only prasad only. You have to make provision in advance if you are going out somewhere. If you are going for, like I am traveling 36 hours in train from Pune to Calcutta for Durga Puja camp we had. So generally what I do, for the same evening I can carry khichdi, hot pot, we can carry. But tomorrow I will carry chapati and sabji gets spoiled. So we carry papaya halwa, you know that? So my assistant can tell you how do you make papaya halwa. It can last for 2-3 days also. Papaya halwa doesn't get spoiled. Chapati, you keep it in the hot pot. You can remain. Also kakra, round one? Kakra? It's a crispy one. You can take 20-25 kakras also. You can take. Very easy. So these kind of things, there are certain subjects like bendi. If you make it dry, it remains for 2 days also. It can remain. So it doesn't get spoiled very easily. You make it dry. So the idea is you have to plan. If I am going out, I will not get prasad. So how I can get prasad? You have to make an arrangement. Somebody may say, do you want me to live on fruits for 3 days? I may have Falahari Baba. We are not telling. You can take. There are so many other items also you can take. Correct, no? I am seeing in the train even many ordinary people also buy many fruits and eat. Some of them are eating kakdi, even cucumber. Nowadays people don't just eat anything. Some of the people are very careful. So either they bring homemade food or they don't buy and eat. They know that buying is not good. So your outside people are so strict. How much more devotee should be strict? Correct, no? We can't eat anywhere we want. So, and also all of you coming for the SLATE program, you're all leaders. So what example you set matters very much. So there was one leader who was telling, Prabhu, we can't be so strict, and I think we can eat in a Jain hotel, you were telling. So I said, if you eat in a Jain hotel, you will get only Vairagya, not Prema. Yeah. And then you will be somewhere suspended in Brahmajyoti. Yeah? After that, if you want to go, you need Prema to go up. Beyond that. That eat prasad. So we have to make arrangement for that. In the same manner, when in ISKCON society, another thing that keeps us on a gross platform is being pious and not being spiritual. Which means there are many pious families in ISKCON. They don't take part in book distribution, they don't take part in Harinam Sankirtan, they don't take part in services. They are a part of ISKCON. They are like Achintya Veda Veda. They are a part of the community. At the same time, they don't come for the program, but the name is there. Where? In the WhatsApp group. The name may be there. They will be getting intimation. Occasionally, they will come when there is some Abhishek, some festival. There's a family. They will come. Ajigananda ki jai, and they will go back. And they may not show up. And this may be for common people, not for all of you. Those of you who are coming for this program, you are all serious devotees. Serious battle devotees. The senior devotees who are guiding others, they should have visible presence. So this word visible is used by Prabhupada in many places. Visible presence means others should watch you chanting, dancing, doing kirtan, leading in services, making announcements, going out, doing book distribution, everything. So if they see us visibly engaging in services and enthusiastically coming, of course, this SLATE program is a very successful program because you all take out the time, you understand the importance of it. You are coming together. It's a very nice thing. Otherwise, sometimes leaders say, "Oh, we don't have time, Prabhu. Where is time? We have so many programs." So people get lost here and there. Everybody is like an apex in a pyramid. I have my program, you have your program. But this program is unique because you all are very senior devotees coming together and they are willing to give you a couple of hours in a month like this. So just as you are coming here to this program, in the same manner, the weekly program, if any of you seniors, you feel that the weekly program needs to be slightly modified or tailor-made for two categories of devotees. One, the 16 orders and initiated, and the other one, upcoming devotees. Sometimes the upcoming devotees need to be told very basic things. And when the basic things are being explained, the senior devotees will be looking at the watch. How long we have to hear this? We have heard it hundreds of times. So therefore, sometimes we have to arrange two groups, two programs we have to arrange. Whatever it is, like in Bombay Chapati, this problem came. So they decided that the Bhagavatam class will be for the serious devotees. And then the Sunday feast will be for the younger people, new people like that. Same thing we did in Pune also. But the idea is the coming together culture is very important. When the juniors say, so in Bombay they made one Maharaj told them, Maharaj told, keep that front portion for counselors. Maharaj told them, put the barricades. This barricaded portion is only for the counselors. And that was empty many times. It was difficult to fill up. So many phone calls would come to counselors. Prabhuji, Maharaj, now Maharaj is asking, where are the counselors? It's only 1/3 full now. So it is supposed to be fully full. Correct. No? Then they understood that Maharaj wants to not only give us a place, he wants accountability also. No? So in Pune also we keep a place. Prabhupada also what he did in his times also, he used to put square asanas for leaders to sit, gurus, sannyasis to sit. Correct, no? In Bhagavatam class, how many of you have seen in Mayapur and Vrindavan? You've seen that? And the temple president sit behind them. And then the younger devotees are supposed to sit behind. But nowadays the reverse is happening. Many yellow brigade and new devotees, they are occupying the front. And then as the more you become senior, you go behind. The most senior will be having one leg outside, one leg inside the hall. And also looking at the watch. When it's Rantara, Chima, because that they will come. So is that enthusiasm increased over the years? I heard a funny story. One temple president was out of station for some time. So at that time they had made one arrangement. Like, they used to have this strips of, this for prasadam we could, no, for sitting for prasad. That kind of things strips they had kept in the temple. So the first group of people who came to temple, they sat touching the wall behind. Because they want to sit way behind, they sat. And as soon as they said, Om Namo Bhagavate, they heard, they closed their eyes and they saw the whole strip was moving forward. It was bringing them here. To the front because they had made some conveyor mechanism. And one by one, all the rows were coming. My Lord, the president was very happy. Today in my lecture, everybody is sitting in the front. Nobody has gone. And then the lecture was supposed to be 8 to 9:30 because Sunday is supposed to be 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours he finished. But then he was super enthusiastic that people are coming close and hearing. So he extended beyond the time. Suddenly he found at 9:30 sharp, suddenly some sound came, thought sound came. And he found himself in another room. Because there was a lift which took him to another room below. And he was wondering, and in the room there was a word, but anybody who exceeds the Bhagavatam class time will be brought to this room. Don't worry, the lift has brought you here. Here is the door, you can go out now. So he understood the rule is not only for the audience, it's for the president also. Of course, it's a fictitious story, don't worry. I read in ISKCON jokes once. The idea is, every speaker desires that all the people sit in the front. And all the attendees feel that the speaker should finish on time. So both have their own abhilashas. So therefore, it's the duty of every speaker to keep the session very enlivening and interesting, so that people will look forward to the next session. Let us go and let us learn. So we also have to think about, as devotees are growing in seniority, how to make the programs interesting, what do they need, and how it should be taught, how it can be made more interesting. Like His Honour Ranath Maharaj used to call 5-6 leaders to sit on a panel, in Pune Yatra. And the whole crowd will be sitting, nobody will miss those sessions because those sessions are very enlivening sessions. Questions will be given to them and they all will answer different questions and answers. You can sit even 4 hours also in such a session because you keep watching who answered which question, how. Because the variety is the mother of enjoyment. Right now, people like it. Therefore, in Chopati also made a long jasa so that when many devotees come, they can sit. So sometimes Maharaj said they can do a drama before the session, so that then there's a theme of the talk which is connected to that drama also like that. So what Dwarkadish was telling in Chopati what they're doing, the counseling meetings have been happening. Some counsellors don't turn up. So now every 3 months, they are making one thing in Mira Road. They combine 6 counselor groups. And it is like a total of 300 devotees or something like that. And one counselor group will lead that whole event. They will do drama, they will do singing, and they will cook prasadam also. They will serve all the devotees. The whole leading is done by one counselor group. And the other counselor group will take part like that. And in this way, all the 6 counselors sit on a panel and they speak. And I heard that meeting was the most well attended because it's very like variety program like that. In this way, I'm telling from both sides, the leader side and the subordinate side. As the community grows over a period of time, those leaders who set a good example, they are actually keeping the community together. Those leaders who don't set a good example, they become either weak in their sadhana, or weak in their practice, or weak in their sadachar, and then they will see that they develop some material inclinations. They will say that we are after all grihasthas, sometimes we have to go to movie also, sometimes we have to go to parties also, sometimes relatives are inviting, we have to go for a European tour with our children, and then you see them, they become much different than what a devotee is supposed to be. Because they have been careless in their spiritual absorption. The material energy is extremely powerful. If we are like x and 1 minus x, we say, like if you are 0.8, Krishna conscious, then 0.2 Maya occupies, like that. Therefore, one who is always Krishna conscious, there is no room for Maya. That's how this world is designed. The more you occupy your time with Krishna conscious absorption, the Maya understands that this world doesn't give me any time. Okay, let me go to others. Otherwise, we are going to keep in a slackness, we go down. So now this one we finished last part. So now these 3 pages, 2 3 pages, we will finish next time. Seeking divine empowerment is a very important part. We will conclude with that when we come next time. Okay? Shri Prabhupada ki. Yes, Prabhu, we can ask a question. Or Amal. No.
Thank you so much for very enlightening class. And the last part, I was wanting to ask a question, Prabhuji, about the purification of the subtle body. So, like, unless the subtle body changes, as we were discussing, actually we have not made any much spiritual advance, because only physically, externally changing is not what Srila Prabhupada wants.
External doing is a good beginning.
So, in that, like, my question was that there are various types of purification which the subtle body has to go through, ultimately to become a pure devotee of the Lord. So, within that, my question was
Primarily 3: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership.
also as you said, taste. So, in terms of taste, inclinations, etc. So, like, everybody may not be like immediately able to change immediately the taste. So what I was thinking about, like taste even in the form of like what you call varna. Varna is also one type of taste only. So one thing is some tastes are totally un-Krishna conscious, that a devotee has to give up only. But even within those which are favorable, there are gradations. And we want to make it fully Krishna conscious. We want to like completely make it say like Vrindavan consciousness. But before that, one may have like, okay, I have some material in
The psychophysical nature matches with some service, so he is in his elements. He likes the service. That's also very good. In fact, that gives a platform for him to, engage in that service and become a stable and fixed up devotee. And then in that platform, he can eventually grow in seriousness over a period of time. Like somebody is in Kirtan department, somebody is in deity department, somebody is in preaching department. One word of caution that whenever we have a liking for a particular service, we perform well, a lot of name, fame, glory comes along with that, and we have to be cautious not to get carried away by Tarangarangini. We have to be careful about that. Yeah.
Yes, that is where my question is. So, like, we want to make our soul, like the subtle body, completely spiritual, but like in between, it will be like some little spiritual, little material, like it will be. So the material part of it, the inclinations which we have to do some things, even that also we want to purify, but that gets purified through engagement in Krishna service. So there I have a question probably in that. So sometimes I have observed that, as you rightly said, that we start enjoying the particular thing so much that we may actually forget Krishna and more think about just doing that as an inclination.
Yeah,
So
that becomes
that's
a great risk also. That becomes a risk.
So how do we actually check that it should not like that inclination should lead me to Krishna, not away from him?
Here is where the involvement of the guru or the superiors comes into picture. See, for example, regulated grihastha life purifies, we say. But how does it purify? Because the disciple is following the order of guru, along with giving vent to one's propensities. Both are done. So while giving vent to one's propensities in a legalized way, at the same time one remembers that Mamichaptum Dhananjaya, Krishna says, that Icha is the seed for Raga later. But without that Icha, Mamichaptum, one is simply doing the regulations like a machine, then they don't grow much. For example, say I am dovetailing my material propensity in Krishna service. It can become more of a tail than a dove. It can happen. So dove is a Krishna conscious part, and the tail is our material propensity. So we are supposed to dovetail. But sometimes, as Amal Mahaprabhu rightly said, sometimes we become so thrilled in that psychophysical nature activity. Like say, I'll give you an example. One devotee was into IT company and coding. He used to get a lot of thrill in writing program and making it user friendly, even to the point of making it in a mobile app. You can make it in a mobile app. So in one of the temples, he was given that service to do for the accounts department. Nowadays, Tally software and all are going into background. Many other new things are coming up now. So he was writing. The program and everything, and made it functional. It took him like 6 months to 1 year period where he made it into app kind of thing. Now all the devotees can use it. He has trained the devotees, and this was giving a lot of thrill for him. You all understand what that thrill is because you have been in the field. You work in certain field. For a mathematics student, derivations are very thrilling, like that. For a physics student, other things are thrilling. So in that thrill, you are asking a similar question. The thrill is so much that we compromise on our spiritual duties. Say, for example, we may not do our Gayatri, or we may not complete our 16 rounds properly. Morning we do 6-8 rounds, and then we get into our psychophysical activity. And then night till 11 o'clock we are finishing all the balance rounds. Dragging in spiritual life, in completing our spiritual duties. And many times we may skip Mangalarti, Narsimharti, Tulsi, all the Arati, saying that Aratis are not so important. If you chant, it's good enough. And instead of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam daily, instead of hearing it daily, we may hear once in 2 days, 3 days, saying that let this much chunk of work get over, then I am going to hear bulk quantity of Bhagavatam, which never happens. Maybe you postpone it to next lifetime. So these kind of deviations and dilutions are they give us a clue that we are heading towards the wrong goal. So one very simple thing I'll tell you. Put a sudden break and make the spiritual duties rigid. These are uncompromisable. I'll get up in the morning and do these duties. My psychophysically pleasurable activity will start only after 10. Before 10, I will finish all my duties. Similarly, I have a preaching program, I will do that. So I will not compromise on Janma Sarthaka Kori and Kara Para Upakar. This I will take care. And whatever psychophysically pleasurable thing I want to do, I will work around it. Around the spiritual duties. So commitment and fixity in spiritual duty and working our other pleasurable activities around it is one very good way of sticking to our duty, which will ensure that the purification will take place. Correct, no? And also having a kind of superior to whom we are accountable, where we say that for the last 3 months, last 1 quarter, this is what I have done. Like recently what I did in Amit's temple, we made one form, 2-page form, to check with devotees, all the leaders, leaders and how they are trying. Eventually we came to know that some of them are not hearing Prabhupada's lectures at all. They said, Prabhuji, we read Prabhupada books, that's all, we are not hearing. I said, hearing is even more impactful. The Prabhupada speaks with great force. It's very good to hear that. I told at least 20 minutes every day. Similarly, some of them said they are not able to hear the spiritual master because they are hearing many other speakers. Prabhuji, what to do, Prabhuji? The YouTube world has increased so much. I said, you can't blame the YouTube world. You are only handpicking and hearing. So you have to, Guru and Prabhupada, at least 20 minutes every day. It's like a medicine. First you should take that. Over and above that, you can hear others. So I wrote specific instructions like that for many of them. And many of them I asked, do you do Harinam Sankirtan at least once in a month? Or at least do you go for book distribution? And do you and your counsellors do that? They said, we don't get time, life is busy. No. Every week, everybody should do at least 2 hours of service, to begin with, and then you can make it 4 hours of service at least. Because if you don't serve, your time will get occupied by something else. There are so many other pleasurable engagements which will take away our time. So in this way, when I actually did it some 6 months ago or something like that. I'm planning to do it once in a year at least for them. So now somebody came and told me, Radheshyam, you gave wonderful instruction, people appreciate it. Only thing is nobody follows it. Okay, I said next year interview, I will ask them. When they come for the next year interview, what are you doing? At least I have done my part. I have given myself bold letters, I have written congratulations, appreciation for the good things they are doing and what they need to improve. Everybody knows now at least. It's 2 or 3 pages form it is. So in this way we can have a superior supervising us and giving us a direction which we promise to stick to, and because of our respect for the superior we stick to, that helps us. And we also can have our own determination by which we keep this I cannot compromise. 16 rounds over, only then I put the first morsel of food in my mouth. There are some people like that. Keep saying that, like Ekadashi day, I have to chant more rounds. Make it very strict and rigid, uncompromising, like a line drawn on a stone. like Raghunath Das Goswami, then our purification is guaranteed, no doubt about it. And another important thing I'll tell you, when you do pleasurable activities, psychophysically pleasing activities, and the compromise on spiritual side, then the four related principles can become difficult to follow because the spiritual duties are getting compromised. So we are becoming strong or weak. So on one hand, we become spiritually weak, and materially we are doing pleasurable activity. So our material tendencies become very strong. They take roots. They become very strong. Now we are not doing spiritual like morals or attackers. They will attack you. And then your propensity for breaking the four related principles will come. So when you are about to break the related principles, you can understand that I am becoming weak in spiritual life. Then immediately put a sudden break. Now let me strengthen my spiritual life and reduce my pleasurable psychophysical activities a little bit and let me become more strong because I am getting some indications. Correct? No? These are some of the ways by which we can keep a watch over ourselves. That's a good question, very important question. Thank you.
Within this, one more thing in this project, like, even within the spiritual activities, certain things one may, by Krishna's mercy, develop more taste.
And that's not wrong. Out of the Navavida Bhakti, even one is enough to take you back to Godhead, Prabhupada says. If somebody has a strong taste for reciting Bhagavatam and he delights in that very strongly, no problem. Let him take that one thing. Some of them have very strong nature for deity worship. There was one devotee in Brahmacharya Pune, now he's in Vella farm now, he's there with people. He has been begging right from beginning, Prabhu, I want to worship the deity, decorate the deity. Now he is in Vella farm with Radha Damodar. He is saying, I am already in spiritual world. He's very happy. So it's simply by doing that one limb very nicely, they will grow very rapidly, not a problem. And other limbs of devotional service we should not refuse to do if you are asked to do. Whenever some service comes, you should not be reserved in doing that. Yeah. Now we have exceeded the time. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Bhakti ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. So let us thank His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu with three loud and enthusiastic Haribol. Thank you, Prabhuji, for touching upon very important points which you all should remember. And hopefully we'll be having the next slate. I don't know, this year doesn't look like possible now. We'll be traveling. So we will keep you all informed when the next slate program will happen. My humble request is try to be as much on time so that we don't miss out and
I will
delay.
keep the November, December because I thought you all will be doing book marathon.
Yes.
And January I'm going to US and by mid-February I'm back.
Mid-February. So most probably in February we'll be having the next slate. Hare Krishna. And some devotees here, we were going to have a meeting about our Radhachalam distribution, so you can stay back after the quick prasad that will be done. Very well. Please don't leave without having prasad. It's prasad made for all of us. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Devotees from Nirendra Prabhu's group, can you please lift your hand?
You good name?
One more Varun Prabhu also came here.
He just yeah, and Amal Mahaprabhu's group also has come.
You can raise the hand. Yeah, just not.
No.
Oh, is it that? They are from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a regular Gachibowli system also.
Who takes attendance?
We have Ms. registered.
Oh, you're raised to that, sir. Good. How many members are you? Today was okay. So this will be entered somewhere.
We want to send it. Yes,
You want to go in that will be taken. But when you go for MD, you worry about it. None of you. Even if you